Okay, how about now?
We are live now.
Thank you. Can we start?
Yes, we can start.
Okay, thank you very much for attending this session. And we are going to present on our experience, the project experience on loan guarantee fund. Uh, so now I will give a short description of the loan guarantee fund. The loan guarantee fund is one of the pilot scheme under the Empower Youth for Work project. For us, it was planned under the building block 2 of the project to create employment and increase income and improve the livelihood of the target youth groups. Loan guarantee fund is use-friendly financial product which is with less interest rate and interest bearing in saving account with risk sharing mechanism than the other menus of financial products implemented by the microfinance institutions. It is managed through tripartite agreement through joint agreements with Oxfam, the partner or implementing organizations and the microfinance institutions. Uh, what is the purpose of this loan guarantee fund? In general, as I mentioned, it is for youth employment, for increasing income and improving the livelihood of the target youth groups. Specifically, this scheme is aimed at creating access for young entrepreneurs to obtain fair and affordable financial services to ensure employment and income generation. Having said that, this now Hailu will continue the other presentation and the other slides.
Thank you. This is Hailu. I'm presenting. We are sharing the same document on the same computer, and here my part is on the loan guarantee fund process cycle management, and this is the whole process of the loan guarantee fund, which is implemented in the project Empower Youth for Work. We will see one by one. The first one is that creating linkage with microfinance institutions. This component or component have around 4 or 5 major activities to be done during the implementation of the project. The first one is assessment and identification of the microfinance institutions, which are eligible to the rural community, and that was necessarily done. And the second one is consultation and the negotiation with microfinance institutions. And the third one is agreeing of the product type on the product type and the conditions of the loan guarantee fund management. And the next step and activities signing memorandum of understanding on what was reached on the what has been reached on the implementation of the loan guarantee fund. The next is transferring the fund directly from Oxfam to the microfinance institutions. And the second component is in this live loan guarantee fund cycle management is targeting and organizing youth groups. In this component, we do have around 6 major activities. The first one is targeting village, sensitization of the project for the youth and stakeholders. and screening use and organizing the screened use into groups to give loan. And the last one is selection of management committee by the group members. The third component is that bylaw and business plan preparation. And this component, we do have around 7 major activities. The first one is preparation of bylaw in collaboration with the use themselves. The next is business plan preparation and reviewing by the group. This is also done in collaboration with the use. A review of the business plan. Business plan shall be reviewed timely, and conducting business feasibility, opening a bank account in the microfinance institutions, and starting saving are the next activities. And preparing formats for documentation is the next activity. And the final activity in this component is receiving legal certification from the government. And the fourth component is linkage with microfinance institution. Where in this component, we do have around 4 major activities: reviewing of business plan and approval by microfinance institutions. The first one, and the next one is training the groups on loan process. This will be done by the microfinance institutions. Then the next one is filling format and application for loan. This also, there are loan formats prepared by the microfinance institutions, and they have to be filled. And the next one is loan disbursement. After loan disbursement, the fifth component will continue. In this component, we do have around 4 major activities. The first one is providing technical training for the group on special business types. Specific business types. And the next one is field level monitoring and coaching. Business development support continue, and loan repayment and receiving the next loan will proceed. And the final component in this mentoring and in this BDS, I mean, loan guarantee fund cycle management is monitoring and regular support to the whole the loan guarantee fund system. This component starts with repayment checking activity, then continue to business evaluation. The status of the business should be evaluated, and revisiting business plan and improvement shall be set there. Then the next step will continue with related to ensuring sustainability. This ensuring sustainability will have preparation of phase-out plan, and the next activity will be preparation of partnership agreement to ensure continuity of the scheme. This one, as you all know, this is a pilot loan guarantee fund activity, and it should be continued in the future with the microfinance institution, or rather with other chosen entity. So the next one is closure of the loan guarantee fund, or handover of the whole documents and the whole resources to microfinance institutions. Thank you very much.
I hope you are hearing us. Having
Yes.
done all these things, what are our achievements? And from our achievements, what are the proudest success we have achieved so far. For us, the important achievements are the use groups established are intact, they are functional, use enterprises, they are profitable, they are making profit, and they are with potential for sustainability. The second one is young women are visible in the business because majority of the women who are benefiting under this scheme are have engaged in the business. And in terms of the number also, the greater number of the members are women, young women. Therefore, they are in business. They are empowered not only economically, they are also empowered socially through participation in leadership and decision making. At the same time, also they are participating in other activities of the project, like in the activities under building block 3 of the project in creating enabling environments through participation in community meetings, consultations, and in stakeholder forums, on particularly in discussing on social norms in the effort to address the impediment constraints on young women. So the last one is through this scheme, we have influenced or reactivated or revitalized the loan provision provided by microfinance institutions. And the microfinance institutions have also expanded their reach by utilizing the scheme, and they are also taking this as an experience to engage or implement the scheme with other partners also. Our achievement, as I said, we have influenced the working system of microfinance institutions. The major one is create jobs for employment for youth business groups on permanent and part-time basis. If you look at the total number, about more than 5,000 youths have got employment on permanent and part-time basis. The other achievement is their income is also improved. They are on average gaining a profit of about 50,000 Ethiopian birr per business round or business cycle. At least they conduct the business twice a year, and in one cycle, on average, each business group will gain this income or profit. They have also improved financial management and their saving culture, and they are diversifying their business. The other achievement is as I mentioned, the scheme brought many women into the business activities. It also improved the working ethics, confidence of the youth groups, and they have developed a strong group cohesion in the solidarity among themselves. The youth business groups also develop linkage with input and output suppliers, and at the same time they have developed linkage with marketing organizations or marketing groups so that they can operate properly, even in the absence of the project, in collaboration or through linkage with such entities. The major one I'm going to present is the lesson we learned during the implementation of the project, and which will be also an input for future engagement by all stakeholders. That is proper coordination and the strong linkage among the stakeholders for enterprise performance. This is the most important lesson that we learned for best performance of youth business groups and for future operation of the youth business. The other one is comprehensive support package, which is through hard and the soft skills, BDS, revisiting or revising their business plan for proper business operation expansion and the diversification, which is also important for future engagement or for operation of these youth business groups. The other one is the scheme is a model for expansion. The loan guarantee fund model or a scheme is a model for expansion, for scale up, for replication through other interventions because it has incremental effect for youth employment, for strengthening the existing youth groups and for in creating employment opportunities for other users in the future. This scheme has an incremental impact and will benefit or expand the opportunity for users for employment. The other one is there is framework established in the scheme, under the scheme, because it was transparently designed in an accountable and a sustainable manner. So it is a model for sustainability of the scheme in the other initiatives, related initiatives. Coming to challenges, regarding the challenges, we have been facing security problem. There is also COVID challenge. Regarding security issue, we have been operating when the security problem is relaxed to increase the pace of the project implementation. Regarding the COVID, we have tried to increase the awareness of the community, including the project beneficiaries, so that they have the capacity to prevent or protect from the pandemic. And in this way also we have tried to distribute and protective materials to address this challenge. The other one is delay in repayment by some youth business groups due to different reasons. Regarding this also, we have been making efforts with relevant stakeholders to manage such challenges or to address such challenges. The last one is, I will say some point, try to explain some points of sustainability of the scheme. There is a strong coordination in the defined roles and the responsibilities among stakeholders in providing support for youth business groups. Therefore, the prospect for sustainability is encouraging. The groups are also remained intact, as I mentioned earlier. They are functional, they are strong. Therefore, such strong business groups will continue to operate. That is our big expectation. The youth groups are also running profitable business. As far as the business is profitable, they will continue to make business or engage in the business. They will expand and diversify. So this is also the biggest prospect for sustainability of the scheme and also the project. There is also existence of clear and shared practically applicable mechanism. Particularly, we have finalized the design and the drafting of sustainability agreement, which will serve after the project, and that also will serve as a framework or a mechanism for sustainability of the scheme. Hence, the prospect for sustainability is high and encouraging. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Hailu and Mr. Kumera. Now, if I may request Hussein Dulacha to unmute his mic. Biruhalam, is there someone joining from your system there?
Sorry, give us 1 minute. The use testimonies are making themselves ready to present the next presentation.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. Right. So we have a question from the audience. Petra, if Biruhalam, you can ask the speakers to just take it up.
Sorry, the computer stopped and I couldn't share the presentation, but the presenters are, the use testimony is ready with this translator, so they can continue.
Yes, I can share the presentation, Biruhalam.
Okay, so I can share now, I think. Okay, now we can start.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Here is one of the beneficiary of the youth group to give his testimony on loan guarantee fund, which is implemented by Rift Valley Children, and Women Development Organization, and supported by Oxfam through EYW project, which is supported by Oxfam.
Ani Abaate Garmaamuu jedhama. Umuriin koo 28. Jiraataa ganda Qaraaruu aanaa Nageellee Arsii.
His name is Abate Garmamo. He is 28 years old. His place is Kararu locality in Nagelle RC Warada, West RC Zone.
Fayyadamaa fandii liqiiti. Maatii kiyya keessaa mucaa isa xumuraati. Abbaan kiyyaa ijoollummaa irratti narraa amrii ta'e.
He is a beneficiary of guarantee loan fund, and he is the last son for his family of 5 members. And his father passed when he was a child.
Gargaarsa haadha kiyyaatiin guddadhee kutaa 8 baradhee jira.
He was brought up with the support of his mother, widowed mother, without father.
Akkasumas hojii dhabdummaan maatii kiyya keessatti yeroo dheeraa dabarseera.
He completed 8th grade and stayed for long, dependently on his family for long.
Osuma jirru bulchaa gandaa walitti nu qabee nu gurmeesse.
After he stayed dependently on his family without joblessly, the Qabali administration organized themselves to access the job.
Dhiphina kana keessa osuma jirru warroonni hojii carraa nuuf uumuu dhufee nu galmeessee leenjii adda addaa nuuf kennanii gara warra yookaan warra waalqootti nu kennanii warri waalqoo carraa nuuf birrii 75,000 nuuf kennaniiran. Isarraan jalqabnee hojii keenya uumannee kun marsaa jalqabaatiif oolchaa tokko jalqabnee jiru.
As he was in this terrible situation of life, he was organized with his friends and get license through the Warada Job Creation Office and linked to Oromia Credit and Saving Share Company to start the work, and they get an opportunity of credit of 75,000 birr.
Akkasumas bu'aa yeroo jalqabaa lafa oolchaa tokko irratti hojjannee turre lafti oolchaa tokko sun rakkoo gabaatiif jedhee xiqqoo gabnu jalaa gabbu'ee garuu waan kenna itti hin arganne.
In this process, after they obtained different types of trainings, entrepreneurship trainings and others, he started farming of vegetables on a quarter of hectare for the first time with the 75,000 birr obtained from the credit. The credit was accessed through Oromia Credit and Saving Share Company with Rift Valley.
Waggaatti gisee sadii oomishnaa raafuu maramaa, timaatimii, raafuu maramaa oolcha hektaara 2 fi timaatima oolchaa 5 yookaan hektaara 1 fi oolchaa 1 jedhama. Walumaa galatti baasiin lafa kana irratti baafne 380 baafneera.
He was using irrigation technology to produce vegetables, and through time, at this time he increased his size of his farm to 2 hectares of cabbage and 1.25 hectares of tomato. This time after 3 years.
Yeroo ammaatitti garuu gurgurtaa sanyii kanaatiin 600 fi 67 hin arganna jennee yaanneerra.
His investment on this production, on this vegetable production farming is 380,000 birr, and he is expecting 667,000 birr for after the harvest.
Amma hojjetaa achi keessatti warroota achi keessa hojiin hojjetu nama 8 dhaabbataa qaba. Isaan kana jiddu galeessaan qarshii 1,000 fi 500 nama tokkoof kaffala.
This time he has 8 permanent workers paying them monthly 1,500 birr.
Akkasumas hojjetaa guyyaallee nama 20 nama hanga 40 carraa uumeeraaf.
He has also 20 to 40 daily laborers at a peak time.
akkasumas amma bu'aa waan kanaatiin baajaajii bitadhee jira. Motora ittiin maasaa kee naannadhu yookaan kan ittiin socho'u motora Apaachii bitadhee jira. Deebi'ee akkasuma meeshaa mana kiyyaallee guuttachaa jira. Akkasuma ta'ee ammas manallee magaalattis bitachuuf karoora qabaa. Akkasuma deebi'ee ammallee tiraaktera qonnaa yookaan kan maasaa kiyya ittiin qotadhuu fi kan kiraayillee ittiin fayyadamuu danda'u isallee bitachuuf mul'ata qabaa. Kanumatti aansee
as a result of his agribusiness, at this time, he has one Bajaj, three-wheeled vehicle to give a transportation service for the community of his area. And he has also one motorbike for his to monitor and to work for himself. And in the future, his plan is in the near future, his plan is to buy a residence house in the nearby district capital of the district. And in around his living area residence, he has a rural home, well-standard rural home, furnished and equipped.
akkasumas oomisha maddii kanatti kan yemmuu guuru irraa haftee oomisha kiyyaa kanarraa illee ammallee san furdisallee jammaree jira.
He is also planning to diversify his business by fattening oxes or bull fattening, and he is also planning to buy a tractor to introduce mechanization, agricultural mechanization, and serve himself and the community.
Garuu asirratti baay'ee gammadaa yeroo armaan duraa hojii dhabeessa ture amma nama deebee carraa nama biraatiifis uumu ta'ee baay'ee gammadeera. Akkasumaan ammallee warroota dhaabbata Rift Valley fi Okosmaamiin baay'ee galatoomfadha. Maaf galatoomfadha? Leenjii gaarii waan nu kennanii fi hojii baay'ee nanaannanii baay'ee hojii keenya irratti waan nu mirkaneessaniif baay'ee isaan galatoomfadha. Galatoomaa jedha.
He's saying, I'm very much happy because I was jobless. By this time, I have my own business, and he is saying, I thank Oxfam, Rift Valley, and all stakeholders and actors to make me and to support me to achieve my business.
Ammallee warroota hojii dhabeeyyii warroota hojii tuffatanii karaarra deeman akka hojiin tuffanne dargaggootas ta'e dargaggeettis ta'e gara hojiitti akka deeman isaanillee yaadachiisaati. Maaliif namni tokko mammaakatu jira. Mammaanni kun maal jedhaa? Obsaan aannan goromsaa dhugaa jedha. Namni obsee hojii hojjetee jedhee garuu carraa guddaa argataa. Galatoomaa jedha.
He is passing his advice for the rural youngsters, both male and female, not to undermine any business. One can start from small and grow. And he's also saying one saying of the Oromo people, saying a person with a patient drinks a yogurt of heifer, which implies there is a challenge in every field, but we need patience to get through and achieve our objective. This is his message. With this, he's thanking all, and I think this is the end.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Biru Alam and Hussein, we can hear you.
Are you hearing us?
Yes, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much again. As a follow-up of previous presentations and testimonies, I am sharing the story of one of the loan guarantee fund users as a group. And these loan guarantee fund users are vegetable crop producers. And the name of the group is Anbassa Alamitu and Friends. And they are living in rural areas of Oromia, Ethiopia. And they were organized in 2017 according to Gregorian calendar, having members of 7, of which 5 are female. And the first preparation or preparatory work was completed at Kabale administration or village level, which is inclusive of registration, selection, and screening. And then after, the group was linked with various government and microfinance institutions like Job Creation Office, Women, Children, and Youth Affairs, TVETs like Technical Vocational Educational Training Centers, and the like. And based on this, especially Job Creation Office was responsible in organizing and licensing the youth groups or enterprises. And as a follow-up of this, just joining TVET's introductory trainings on entrepreneurship, business development, bookkeeping was given by the mentioned government offices. And the Job Creation Office was responsible in at least reviewing their bylaw, developing a business plan, and completing legalization. This is they are they are beginners. They have to have experiences of bylaw development, which they have to share with others, and which they have to discuss for a long time so that they internalize what the bylaw said. And at the same time, they were getting expert support from the mentioned offices like TVET, Job Creation Office, and even microfinance institution, because the business plan is a basics for at least knowing the nature of their business, the feasibility, and the group, how the group can at least be together. So these all are, after these all are at least processed, the legalization process is complete and provided by Job Creation Office. And the Job Creation Office not only providing the license, they continue working on advising them on how to run their business, strengthen their team spirit, how to use group loan. It is a group loan, it is not individual loan. And at the same time, what they collect at the end is a group income. So they have to reorient them and rework with the group on these and others, and ultimately how to become independent. The major point is to make them independent, to work as a group and independent of their families, and work for better. And at the same time, not only to assist themselves, but to be a role model for other labor forces, and at the same time to attract more labor forces to their business. And after all these efforts, they were linked with microfinance institution, which we locally call it Oromia Credit Saving and Share Company, for loan. And they are provided loan based on the local regulations, which allows them to be within 8% of interest rate. This is only done for uses, especially after some political instabilities in the country. The government was trying to attract more users to have their own businesses, and at the same time trying to supplement them at least in attracting them for loan services. And based on this, they have received their loan, and they continued working on vegetable crop production. And the first step was too minimal, which is around 0.25 to 3 hectare. And these have, the group have mentioned above, Ambassa and Alamitu, they began with this small size of land farming on tomato, cabbage, and then now they have expanded even to more, including more crops like pepper, and cultivating around 4.5 hectare. That means cabbage is on 2.5, pepper is on 0.25, sugarcane is also included, tomato is also on process. Sugarcane, by the way, why they are included in this production is for rotation purposes. If they continue cultivating cabbage, pepper, and tomato, the soil fertility loses and their productivity also minimized, and the final benefit will be is going to be lost. Anyway, the group as a group, they have done all they can, and they have also dividends because of the benefits they are getting in every points of production. Almost in most cases, they are trying to reach 2, and if possible 3 rounds in a year. Why not 3 rounds in a year for all periods? Is because their water source is from river. In January and February, the water sources get dry, and they cannot cultivate much land. So that is why the maximum number of production season is limited to 2. I have to at least say what they have mentioned while we're at least discussing with the group, and what they witness is we began the journey as a group and managed accessing a loan, and our dream began to realize and is rewarding all of us are in market of vegetable crop production. Though price fluctuation matters. And at the same time, they said, one has to love vegetable crop production. You never die and would never be out of business. Now we know risks and they never stop production and they never stop expanding it. As the cumulative benefits are always incremental, we are observing others are joining the same and proud of marketing vegetable crops. Even though erratic rainfall is putting pressure on our water sources, they mentioned the river they are using, we are optimistic and they will not fall to previous life. That is their words. Thank you very much.
Okay, Pickle Jar team, now our team members from Somali region will share us one use testimony from there. So Abdul Nasser, please go ahead.
Hello, everybody. Do you hear us, please?
We can hear you, Abdul Nasir. Please go ahead.
Nice to meet you again. And we'll be continuing. Here we do have, next to me is Rhoda. She's going to present her exposure about the loan guarantee fund and how she's dealing with her business together with her friends. Besides this, we do have Mr. Abdul Nasser, who is going to translate what Rhoda is going to share us. So welcome again. We can continue, I think. Thank you.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أنا magacaygu yahay Rooda Cabdi Isaaq.
My name is Roda Abdullah Abdulrazaq Isaaq Duwali Isaaq.
Waxaan ku noolahay ismaamulka magaalada Qabri Bayax.
I am living Qabri Bayax Council Administration, Somali Region State, Ethiopia.
Waxaan ka mid ahay dhalinyarta ka faa'iidaysatay iskaashatooyinka.
I am one of the generation those have benefited from EYW project.
Waxaan ka shaqaynaa ganacsigaygu waxa weeyaan markii hore waxaan furanay meel cafeteria.
We have first opened a cafeteria.
Markii dambe tababar badan qaadanay, tababaradii aan ka faa'iidaysanay waxaan ka fahanay inayna qorshe ganacsi oo ka fiican aan helay. Marka waxaan ka dhiganay meel meherad weyn oo waxaan furanay weelka maacuun iyo gogol furaashyo shamaan.
After we have took a lot of trainings from EYW, we have increased our business to household utilities. Those we buy different things about households.
Anagoo ahayn iskaashato 5 qof oo dumar ah ka koobnay.
We are a cooperative of 5 members female.
Marka aad iyo aad baan uga faa'iidnay waxaan maraynaa imika waxaan ahayn 5 qof waxaan haysanaa imika 400,000.
We have benefited it more. We have a grounded set of 400,000 Ethiopian per asset.
waxyaabahan ka faa'iidaysanay mashruucan waxaa ka mid ah
The thing that we have benefited from this project are
BDS
business development services,
tababarka ganacsiga
loan fund guarantees, the EYW project,
maaraynta shaqada maaraynta aan ku maaraynayno shaqadayada dhexdeeda
managing our business,
khasaare iyo faa'iidaysan uga khasaaraha uga fogaanayno
growing profit and lose.
ayaynu ka faa'iidnay
We profited so.
markaas waxaanu leenahay imikana dad isku filan oo waxaanu nahay isku filan oo waxaanu nahay waxba ka dhinayn shaqaysan kara
We are independent members. Those can work without helping.
horumar gaari kara oo mustaqbal hiigsan kara
Those can reach development and reach the goal that they need.
mashruuca ka hor waxaan ahayn dad aan waxba ka shaqaysanin oo
Before this project, we were people. Those we were working nothing.
oo noloshooda waxba ka maarayn karin
Those didn't manage their life
iyo tareerkooda toona
and their families.
imika laakiin noloshayada iyo tareerkaygaba waan ka faa'iiday
But now we can manage our life and the life of our families.
hanti waxaan haysanaa 400,000 waan celinay 90 waan xanu celinay karfinaasigii 150,000 deymiyay
We have a total value group asset of more than 400,000 generally Ethiopia paid.
400,000 waan haysanaa 90 waan celinay
And we have paid 9,000 Ethiopian paid.
marka imika waxay fursadna loo siiyay imika in abaalmarin la yiraahdo 100,000 abaalmarin qaat
This have created for us a opportunity for our group to receive a cash award of equivalent to 100,000 Ethiopian baht from the government to expand our business.
marka la arkay firfircoonideedii iyo saan u shaqaysanay
After we have seen our activities,
dhalinyartana waxaan leenahay sidayada kale aan fursad helin
I would like to thank everyone and saying the generation those trying to get this opportunity,
fursadda waa in la gaarsiiyo
they have to get such, they should be given such kind of opportunities
sidayada kale ha uga faa'iidaystaan
and let them get advantage from like us.
dhul waxaan haysanaa xitaa laba qoodi aan iibsanay ka iibsanay oon hantidayada
Even we bought land from this business. Those we have spent 200,000 Ethiopian baht
laba sano gudahoodu baan
within
haysanay
2 years.
marka waxaan leeyahay
I'm saying
dhalinyarta hoos loo eego hal
children should be looked down and should be given hand
iyaguna ha shaqaystaan baan
and let them work.
cid kastoo ka qayb qaadata mashruucan
Every person who contributed this project,
aad iyo aad buu mahadsan yahay
I'm thanking them very much.
waxaan leenahay aad iyo aad baad u mahadsantihiin waan salaamaynaa
Finally, I would like to thank everyone who has contributed this creation of a youth employment. I need you to continue your effort further because there are many young people, especially young girls, those have not yet had such opportunities. And for young people, I would like to advise to take advantage of these opportunities available to you very wisely and to make the most of it. Thank you very much indeed.
aad baan idin salaamaynaa
Thank you very much.
markiina kasii wadatay
Hello, guys. I think this is all about what Rhoda was to share with us. And if I just summarize, he's one of the EYW project beneficiaries in Kabribaya City who have got the opportunity to create her own entrepreneur business. So as of today, she's managing her business together with her friends, and she's capable of supporting herself as well as her family. So these are the overall pointers that you want to elaborate to the participants. And thank you. Maybe if you have any question or recommendation or comments, she's welcome to respond.
I'm welcoming you. If you have any question, Ricardo, about this idea, I'm welcoming you.
Yes, thank you, Rhoda. Are there any questions from the audience for any of the speakers? This is the Q&A session. You can drop your questions in the Q&A tab or in the chat box, or you can raise your hand and we'll invite you onto the stage to ask questions. Yes, Biru Halam, can someone take up this question from Petra?
Okay. I think the question may be good to be responded by the. Sorry. I think it is good to this question to be responded by our implementing partners. I can read the question for them. The question is from Petra from IKEA Foundation. Nice and inspiring presentation. How do the groups function? Do the members have one common business, or do they share a common loan for individual businesses, or do all members get an individual loan? Hussein, can you try?
Okay, thank you for the question. And it is
Go ahead.
as I mentioned it in the first step, the group function as a group, and they have their own bylaw. That bylaw is to at least keep them together and keep them to at least manage their business, and at the same time to share benefits accordingly. That is one. What is really important here is some of the members have branched their own businesses besides what they are doing with the group. That is found very important, because if all members are passing all their time on group works, there are times when they become idle. And with the benefits they have shared, they began small businesses, especially it is agriculture. They have started renting a small size of land, and assume as it is an addition to their income and to their business too. So that is how they are running their business. They have common activities, and at the same time they have their own branched businesses, which is not as such far from the same business. That is how they are functioning.
Okay, I mean, just to add some points, the groups are, the groups are working the business in a group, not as an individual. They will also, they have also accessed the loan. It's not individually, rather it is in group. So with the money that they got from the microfinance as a group, they will do their business. But depending on the dividend that they will get, as Hussein said, when they will be idle doing the group business, they may also engage in an individual business once they have already got a good profit from the group business. So having a group business is not an end. So having a group business is just to share the limited resource and to catch the attention of the service providers. Because if they will be provided with a very small amount of money, they can't run a business individually. So that is why we are bringing them together into one, to at least increase the amount of money that they can borrow from microfinances, and that amount of money a little bit to be adequate to start the business. So once they do the business and it starts to get a dividend, depending on the adequacy of that dividend, side by side, the group members will run their own individual business. So at the end of the day, when their profit maximizes, groups may continue as a group business, but if they explore additional, more profitable businesses, they will switch into individual business. So that's how the group business will end up at the end.
Yeah, maybe to add, can I proceed, please? Hello? Do you hear me, please?
Yes, we can hear you, Abdul Nasir. Go ahead.
Yeah. Just to add on what Hussein and Mr. Bruhalam were saying, I do have, unfortunately, as of today, he's not with us. Based on what Bruhalam is now saying, normally the group members have one common business as a group, and the loan is normally provided as a group, not as individual. So out of the profits the groups are making, there are a lot of group members or individuals who have diversified their businesses out of the group business. For instance, there was a guy whom we have invited to participate in this global session. He was Mr. Osman Hussein Hassan. I remember he was one of the group member in one of the villages in our region, or in Somali regional state. He was part and parcel of a short fattening group. But out of the benefits or the profit that he got from the group business, he started his individual business, and so far, starting from a mere short fattening group, as of today he reached to a status where he can buy a farm tractor, and he's renting this farm tractor to the local farmers based on hourly basis. And also he was able to cultivate an onion farmland of almost 8 hectares of land. He's also opened a personal shop in the village he's living. So there are such individuals within the established and supported young people or youth groups in the country who are being able to start personal businesses out of the benefit they got from the initial startup capital they've been provided so far. Thank you. This is just an example which I want to put in the loop.
Are there any more questions from the audience? We're coming towards the end of the session. The speakers are ready to take it up. Great. So thanks everyone for joining. We'll go ahead and close the session.